Check, check. Check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check. Check, check, check. Okay. I think everything's in order. Check, check. Check, check. Okay. So for anyone just joining, so this will be a bit different from what we do normally. Not that different. Okay, so for anyone joining us, some high stakes private games. We've got one table of 50, 100, and another two tables of 10, 20. So 50, 100 is on the top left. Okay, for anyone joining, is yeah, I think hopefully the sound is fine now. I think I muted the um, the sound effects. Muted the sound effects, so muted sound effects, so hopefully that's a little bit better, but anyways, for anyone just joining, we've got 2 tables of 1020 and 1 table of 2550. Yeah, what the hell? Ace Queen against Queen 3. Interesting. Here on the 2550 or the 5100, just checking back middle pair. On the top left. Yeah, and then just checking down with middle pair. There's gonna be a lot that we're good against, stuff like 9x, 6x. Not too worried. Probably won't stream for too long. I'm just gonna stream as long as these games go. So however long that might be. Nice to win here with the queen. Checking down. The Squid game is in effect on the 1020s. So a lot more action there for sure. And the 1020 is a it's a 250 big blinds deep, so it effectively plays like a 2550. So some pretty high stakes here. If you want me to put it in dollars and not big blinds, I can do that. I know some of you like to see the big numbers. Personally, I am quite indifferent. I slightly prefer the big blinds, if I'm being honest. Makes the math easier. I'm going to be opening up here with the 10-8. With the Squid in effect, we really have to, like fight for the pot, right? Like there's one guy left. So there's one guy left, so if we win this hand, we win the stand-up game. So definitely can't, just be, giving the pot up. Once we turn, the open end are going to keep barreling here on the top right. Going for a small sizing. When the flush closes, generally speaking, it's just better to go small. God, here on the bottom right, just face a jam, so folding. Turning a pair, I'm gonna check. Actually, a pretty good chance our pair is good, believe it or not, just because he's very incentivized to float like king high, queen high, and if he has queen high, king high clubs, I'm just gonna call for the squid. I know this seems like a very loose and wide call, but yeah, I'm just gonna call because we're getting decent odds, and with the squid game in effect, it's just like we really don't have to win very often for this to be profitable. Here we're going to call the a7 suited in the small blind. All these tables have antes in effect, which makes play much wider, so there has to be a lot more cold calling, both in the small blind and out of the blind, so like button, cutoff, hijack, etc. So this one's a fold. Gonna limp this one with the queen 4. Again, I know it seems very, very wide, but with the squid game in effect, we don't have to win very often for this to be profitable. Like, there's the antes, there's the squid. If we win the squid game, it's like 30 big blinds, 35 big blinds or something. So, like if we just manage to win like once every 30 times doing this, it's plus EV. And of course, a lot of times, someone's going to raise and we have to fold, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Maybe this is too wide. I don't know. I haven't solved this spot out super in depth, if I'm being honest. But I'm just going off my understanding of the game. It's stuff like this that just becomes a limp. I think queen high earlier was fine, but now that it's jack high and we're at one position earlier, it just gets worse, so I'm going to give this one up. For anyone interested in the club game, just go to the Discord. I will message you after the stream. Once flop checks through here, we have a double gutter. Wait, it's not a double gutter, it's just a single gutter. But whatever, we have a gut shot. We have a heart, which is kind of nice, given that the heart draws out there. Get called in 2 places, which is super lame. But given that the heart is coming in and we block 7-8, I'm going to try for the stab one more time. I don't expect this to get through very often, but it also doesn't need to get through very often. I'll go for the small stab. Given that the squid game's in effect, if we win this once every fucking 15 times, it's plus EV, so happy to get looked up here a lot, and they're just fine with that. I would not bluff the river there if I didn't have a heart. Audio is a bit low. Okay. Don't really know what I can do about that, if I'm being honest. I have it turned on high already. I can try talking louder, but that's frustrating. What can I do? Let's see. What can I do to make the audio louder? Okay, you know what? I'll just put the mic closer to my mouth and I'll talk a little louder, and we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what that does. I'm here with the 5-6 suited, gonna just come along. Given that the squid is in effect. So, multi-way, hand like this, it's actually a pretty good check risk candidate. I know it's really easy to look at this and be like, oh, I'm just gonna come along as a call. But these sort of pair, like mid-pairy hands are great check raise candidates multi-way. Just because you prevent villains from having the top of their range. Gonna keep barreling here, given that we turn the open-ender. And it's also in part because, like, once this guy bets and this guy calls, your second pair has very little showdown value. It's very unlikely that two people have called, or one person's bet and another person's called, and you still have the best hand with the second pair. You don't want to fold because you've got a good amount of equity, but you don't want to call as well just because your hand's not the best. You don't have the best hand. You don't have the best hand. So that kind of leaves one option, which is to be aggressive. And it's a good way you can control your bluffing frequency as well, multi-way. Just going to outright fold the middle pair here, given the 4 straight. Given the 4 straight, we're very likely just drawing dead. King 10 suited opening in the 5100. Folding both of these and just calling this. Pretty standard call with the King 10. And just fold it to c-bet. This is kind of our nut low on this board. And did I lose the squid again? Fuck. God damn it. Did I actually lose a squid again? That is so gay. Well, it's okay. I guess I didn't fucking get dealt a single playable hand this entire orbit, so it is what it is. Jacob Smith, do you think you could beat Zynga Poker? Dude, no. There's too many bots on Zynga Poker. It's too hard. Zynga Poker is rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. W451, how does holding a 6 there matter for the raise blocking the set? Yes, of course it does. That's the point. That is the point. Not too much happening right now. Been running quite bad in the Squid game. He's running quite good otherwise, but not so good in the Squid game. Here, king 10 for, just going to go for the check back. Our hand doesn't really have much, and so this is not going to be a super high frequency bet by any means. Gil, hear me how you use the RNG when you have to have a big and small bet for value. That's a loaded question. It's a bit more of a complicated question than you think. The answer is you have a plan in mind for how often you want to bet this and that, and then you roll it. You're not just like rolling and then deciding afterwards. You're having a plan in mind before you even hit the button. Like, if you're just rolling the RNG without a plan, like, you're just fucking being stupid, and you're better off not rolling it. If you're gonna roll it, it has to be with a plan. And never, never, never roll it just being like, oh, you know, like, I don't know what to do here, I'll fucking do a little bit of everything. Never, never do that. That's the worst way you can go about it. Okay, I'm gonna double barrel the deuces here. I say this as I get a high number and decide to barrel. I like that I have a heart, and it's nice to barrel some of these under pair holdings sometimes. Because once you get called on flop, like, you effectively have no showdown value. And so being able to fold out 4x, being able to fold out pocket 3s, pocket 4s, etc. is very valuable. Four, six, seven. I really don't like this board. Yeah, I mean, it's just not good, right? Like, our range is full of overpairs. It's full of high pairs, and so yeah, like, we're just really not happy here. But kind of like the same concept as before, right? Like, where once you face a bet and a call, your hand is just very unlikely to be good. It's very unlikely to be good, and you're better off turning it into a bluff right away. Trying to pick a size. Let's try to pick a size here. And once it breaks out like this, do you want to go for it? Go for the bluff here. I think I do. Am I happy jamming my overpairs here? Yeah, I think so. Really like that we have the 6. Block, have a lot of interaction. Nice, nice. Get it through. Steal some money. On the bottom right here, fuck, man. Dude, all these, like, tough decisions. Okay, I'm gonna fold. I'll fold because this guy overbet. Overbets are very scary. I am scared of overbets. W451. Oh, does the 6 matter? Okay, I see. Yeah, a little bit, because 6 gives you a little bit of backdoor straight draw connectivity. So yes, like ideally you want to have ideally you want to have that. Raise the mic, man. Totally valid complaint. I have no idea how I can go about doing that. That's the problem. Check,
Check,
check.
check.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you know what? I tried. I pressed some button. I pressed some button, and we'll see if that works. I pressed some button. Okay, this guy bets big here, so against the big bet, I'm not very inclined to do much raising. But we do have an open ender, so I can't fold just yet. He limp this hand. This might be too weak. I fucking don't know. I don't know. I hate Squid Game. I'm not good at it, but you know that's part of the. That's just part of it. When this guy double barrels, I know it looks very appealing to call, but I'm just gonna fold. Like we have no guarantee that our hand is live, and we have jack high. And just off that basis alone, okay, folding. Yeah. Okay. Look, I tried something with the mic. Hopefully. Fuck, did I lose another Squid Game? Motherfucker. That is so gay. Fucking hate Squid Game. Did I just have no hands? Jack 5, Jack 2, 6 3, 2 6, 7 8, 9 2, 2 9. Oh, I'm so running so bad in Squid today. Jacob, it does seem like you mix your strategy using an RNG a lot, but aren't you only supposed to mix your if you're different between two options, which is rarely since people have a lot of mistakes. Yeah, it's true. It's true, and you're right. I don't RNG as much as you guys think. I don't. Okay, look, you're supposed to RNG pre-flop is a good place to randomize. Like a lot of the randomizing you guys see me do is probably just pre-flop. Post-flop, if you notice, it's not that much. Not that much. If you pay attention, the randomizing post-flop is quite low. Pre-flop, though, I think it's really... Sorry, I'm just picking something off the ground. Pre-flop, it's quite important to randomize because, yes, you are indifferent between a lot of options, and doing all of one or all of another gets you in trouble really quickly. Three bet here and just try to win the squid. Probably gonna have to barrel this one off. This hand on this board is a little too strong. For a bluff, I say. Like it's a little too good of a bluff candidate to be giving up, but facing a jam, I think, pretty straightforward. You just let it go. Okay, so we 3-bet. We got cold called. We get cold called. Great board for us as 3-better. So gonna be putting in a continuation bet. Yeah. It's just too good of a board to not do that. Yeah, and facing a raise just super easy fold with this hand. Like it's just kind of worthless. Kind of worthless on this board. Very easy decision. Is the sound better now? I played around with a couple settings. It echoes now. Fuck.
Here, just gonna double barrel with the gut shot and the heart and the diamond. Just liking that we have a lot of stuff surrounding this board. Yeah, I think what's going on is there's probably two audio sources. I think I added a second one, but I can't figure out how to disable the first one. Okay, you know, I might have just figured how to fix it. I think this is better. Yeah, okay. Should be good now. Yeah, okay. Okay, check, check. Check, check. Okay, this should work. This should work, guys. Kind of annoying because I can hear myself now, but
Whatever, that's fine. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Okay, seems like this works. Okay, excuse my rambling there. Anyways, here with the ace, gonna call again. And then just look to fold river. He has a lot of potential bluffs here in the king queen, queen 10, king 10 region. So yeah, just want to force him to fire that third barrel. Oh, fuck, we get fucked by a7. Pretty standard c-bet here on the queen, king, 7. But then on the turn, our hand's too weak to barrel. It's just, it's just top pair, no real kicker. So check it back. Once we do check back, I'm not folding. Um, especially blocking ace jack. I'm not like really looking to do any folding. Unless he bets big. Unless he bets like really, really, really absurdly huge, then potentially I will look to fold. But apart from that, I'm just going to be very sticky. And he does bet absurdly huge. I don't really have many reads. Okay. Do we think this guy is going to be bluffing enough for this size? Okay, probably not. Okay, you bet that big, you will get me off. Fair enough. Fair enough. Good for you. Very interesting here. I really like that we block 10-8 suited, 10-8 of clubs, and 7-8 of clubs. That's really important. I'll lead with small. We don't have the nuts here. We have very far from the nuts here. We have a very strong hand, but it's very far from the nuts, given that the board's still paired and queen 10 beats us. Cannot get too attached to this hand by any means. Yeah. And just following this up with another block bet, I think, yeah, because he retains the nut advantage on this board via Jack, Jack, and King, King. We don't really get to do too much big betting. So our range has to stay very condensed and very block heavy. Calling the sixes. Let's hope for a 6. Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a delay. It would be absolutely insane to do a public stream with no delay. That would be kind of crazy. Going for the 3-bet here, ace 4 of diamonds. Still need to win the squid. Okay. That's a good start. Starting off with the check though. Yes, we have the nut flush draw, but this board's not good for us. Again, our range is going to be very very overcard centric here. So just kind of want to keep things condensed. Going for the block turn, block river. Once the flush comes in, just trying to put pressure on his ace highs. We can still block the size with a 7. We can block the size with low over pairs. Probably going to sit out on this table soon. Nothing to do here but call with the diamond draw. We get our extra odds from potentially winning the squid. We have a nut draw, and we weirdly enough, we also beat some of his bluffs. Like if he has bluffs like Jack 10, Queen 10, King 10, we beat those. But can't really be putting in any aggression because it's just not our board, right? Like we just don't. I don't know how much power my mic has left. But I will go and fetch a cable. So here with the 6-8, I'm actually going to go ahead and check back. The reason I don't want to bet is because if I bet and get jammed on, it's very sad. Very sad for me, so I'm going to check back and realize my equity. And once we river this straight here, just going to go for the shove. Nothing else to do. Ah, fuck, I need a cable. Oh, stop giving me playable hands. Fuck. Is this USB-C? No, it isn't. Okay, I will be right back. I borrowed you a USB cable. Yeah. Oh, USB. Is this still working? Is my headset still working? I think it like died a little bit earlier. I guess it's still working right now. Uh, fuck, okay. I appreciate you guys bearing with me here. Okay, finally. Gonna limp call this queen jack strong enough to play a pot. The the 5100 just broke, so I'm just gonna close that. Dabbing the turn here. Okay, so this should be fine now. Move this up here. I'll see if I can get another table on somewhere. Um, Wait, let me see if I can get up another table for y'all. Um, okay, great. Here's a 1020 up. So gonna. Ooh, you know what? This one's interesting. Gonna put in the 5-bet here. Hands like this mix into the 5-bet range, but this is one of the spots where you want to randomize and you don't want to do it all the time. So we do get quite a high number. Here gonna call sometimes, raise sometimes with a king 10. With the antes and stuff, this becomes plus EV. Do not do this without antes. And of course, we get squeezed and have to fold. Just been getting fucked in the Squid game. Okay, just gonna fold this one, I think. Ace 4 here, rolling between calling and 4-betting, get a 4-bet. Once we see bet and this guy effectively jams on us, this hand's just a fold. Just a fold. Much as we would like to see the turn. As much as I would like to play on WPT Gold, I'm not American and don't have access, which is quite unfortunate. I think we could fold. Oh shit. Okay, I was thinking we auto folded. Deciding whether or not I want to 4-bet that one. I think it's close. It could go either way. Oh, well, I'm glad we did not 4-bet. Ah. Here, I think I'll come along as a call. Yeah, it's just a little too weak to squeeze. If I had something like King 10, I would squeeze. Yeah, this is just a fold with the king here, multi-way. We're down at 1020, but up a buy-in at 5,100, so that's nice. I don't know if hands like King 8 should come along as a lip here. In the Squid Game format. All I do know is that you should come along like pretty wide, but the more people get involved, the tighter you have to be. It's very different getting involved as the first limper versus like the second or third limper. Yeah, it looks like things are slowing down a little bit. So perhaps might call it soon, unless games pick up. Unless things pick up. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you want to get involved in as a limp, given the Squid Game. Again, like because there's, there's it's basically like there's 30 big blinds in the middle, so you don't have to win very often for this to be worth it. One in every 25 times you win, it's plus EV. You're basically just trying to limp hands that you think will win more than like 1 in 25 times, or however many. Here I'm gonna fire Ace King for value. After he goes check raise, check call. He could potentially have some sort of 8, and I think he could have hands like Ace Queen. Um, we will value own ourselves against a 5 here a good amount of the time. But he's gonna have stuff like 8x, stuff like Ace Queen. Um, it's definitely on the thin side though, but if we don't bet this hand, then we're just not ever betting anything that isn't a 5. Yeah, for level of poker, just I don't really think HUDs are that useful in this day and age. I think they were like probably quite useful back in the day when nobody knew what was going on. But yeah, like these days, like you can if you just pay attention, you can make a lot of inferences about what people will and won't do. Um, like looking at VPIP PFR is pretty much all you really need, right? Like if someone has a low PFR, they're probably also going to have a low 3 bet and a low 4 bet, right? It's not like someone's going to have like a very high PFR and then just all of a sudden have a very low 3 bet. Like that's quite unlikely. So as long as you're paying attention to the VPIP PFR, I think you're good mostly. Mm. Oh man, people really want the spot. Okay, y'all can take it. Oh, finally. We're in the Squid game and we have a decent hand. Brilliant. Limping this, aiming to limp re-raise. If you always just limp weak hands, and you always just limp call or limp fold, people can really punish you. Oh, straddles for 2. Okay, sure. Straddle for 4. God damn it, what a shit hand. Okay, great. So gonna go like here. Okay. So I get a really low number, so I'm gonna start off with a check and look to check raise this hand. I think he's gonna stab a lot, and also it's also important to have some of um these hands that you can. Oh God. Okay, so Queen 10 9. Kind of a terrible flop for us after we 3-bet. His entire range is gonna be centered around stuff like queens, 10s, 9s, king jack. So it's really not a happy scenario. We'd much prefer to see something disconnected, like queen 9-2, or even like queen 10-6 or something. Like that's all much better. So just gonna check call. Here everyone folds, and we're just in a blind v blind war against this guy. And okay, sure, this guy just like puts in a big 3-bet, so we'll let it go. Yeah, here with aces, I'm probably gonna just look to like call the turn and probably fold the river. Like this really is not that good of a board. And we're beat by just so many things. And all his bluffs contain an ace too, so we kind of block a bunch of bluffs, which I really hate. But I think given that we do have aces, it's probably a little premature to fold. Um, yeah, definitely just gonna fold the river now. I only call the turn because like occasionally he can value bet something like ace queen. But even that's kind of slim. Like that's kind of a stretch. So I'm just praying for a check back right now. If he checks back, we probably win most of the time. But yeah, facing this shove, we just put it in the muck. I would rather call kings there. I'd rather call king queen. I'd rather call queen jack. There's just so many hands I would rather call there that are not aces. Facing a 4-bet, this hand is pretty indifferent. Call sometimes, fold sometimes. I get a high number, so I'm rolling a lot of high numbers today. Once we flop the ace, I don't think we can really fold. We kind of just have to call down. When we turn two pair, it's just going to be a pretty standard bet turn, shove river. Like we're just getting the money in now. This is, like pretty nutted. Okay. I actually get a really low number, so I'm going to check it back. One of those things where it's good to just very occasionally check back. Very, very, very occasionally. And just gonna shove now, of course, like just always gonna be shoving this. If he has a flush, so be it, but he's really not gonna have a flush very often. Bluffs here actually look like pairs, believe it or not. We have to bluff pairs here. Stuff like if we get like eights with a club, sevens with a club, like that kind of deal. Those are the hands we potentially want to bluff. But like honestly, like any pair is a good bluff, but we have to bluff pairs here because the bulk of his range when he checks twice is going to be weak ace-x. It's going to be stuff like kings, queens, jacks. And so your weak pair has no showdown value here. Uh, Ivan says, do you think there's a lot of value playing on Club EG? I have an agent and consider to start playing there. Currently play on Coin Poker. It just really depends on your club. Like some clubs I think are worth it, others are not worth it. It depends on the clubs. If you're interested in joining the club I'm playing in, join the Discord in the link in the description, and then I will message you after the stream. Is it open? It might be. This might be an open. It might be slightly too wide. I sometimes get confused with the anti-ranges. But we win, so it's fine. Just gonna be max results oriented and say as long as we win, it's fine. The chilling tea, how come you're playing on Club GG? Games are good. Playing here because games are good. There's no other reason. There's no other reason to do anything in poker except you play because the games are good. What's your best advice on improving Nolo Hold'em moving up stakes? Study a lot. Be willing to take shots aggressively, but also if your shot does not work out, and this is the most important part, if your shot does not work out, don't try to win it back. Just move back down. Just move down. Don't try to. Annie, Leon, Mihai, HUD's overrated, you can say, but also HUD's or stats not above our intuition. Yeah, okay. But like VPET PFR tells you most of what you need to know, man. Like I love this. Like, I'm not like never looking at a HUD. I'm just looking at BPIP PFR, and that tells you most of what you need to know. And anything else, the sample is basically meaningless. Like you're playing what 100 hands with these people, 200 hands. It's effectively a meaningless sample. So very, very, very easy to get lost in the in things that don't matter. Like if someone has a high PFR, they probably have a decent 3-bet. Right? Like we're not living in what the hell is this? Yeah, just gonna call this. I think top pair is too strong, and this guy's betting small, and I like that we have a deuce. The deuce is really good because his bluffs are gonna be Jack 10, Queen Jack, Queen 10, and we don't want to have a Jack or 10 or whatever. Here, just gonna go for a very standard value bet. And just stabbing multi-way here with the flush draw, trying to take it down. As long as he calls, we're good. We just don't want to see a raise. Once this 10 pairs, I'm just giving up. I don't think we can barrel here. He's gonna have a lot of 10x. He's also gonna have a lot of 10x. So yeah. 5 high, have to bluff this after turn goes check check. Any decent ace we can do this with. So anything probably like ace 10 or above, ace 10, even ace 9 we could probably do, ace 10, ace 9, ace 8. Given that it's a limp check, his range is going to be very wide and very weak. Once it checks around, checks me again, I'm going to stab. I like that I have the diamond here. Stabbing with any decent queen or better, and also some bluffs. Bluffs are always going to be diamond centric. If I had no diamond here and no, like I would just give up. Sketchy poker. Pretty sure I've seen you in some of the clubs. You play live poker at all? I don't. Like, yes, but not a lot because it doesn't run as high as I would like near me. I'm not American, so live is not that good where I live. Y'all Americans, y'all Americans, have things very nice. Have things very nice is what I will say. Air on grid. What city do I live in? Don't know if I want to get that granular. I'm Canadian. I live in one of the cities in Canada. You can, but you know, given that there's only like 5 cities in Canada, if you picked a random one and guessed, you'd probably be correct. Ace 10 is strong enough to overcall here. just fold. Here, gonna go for the check raise, of course. Decent flush draws, I would look to check raise. Jacob Smith, have you ever considered applying to quant trading firms? You know, that would be something I'd be interested in potentially, but it would have to be like very attractive for me to for me to um for me to seriously like consider it. Are you kidding me? Do we chop both? Oh my god. Ivan, did you get the new solo cost timing tells course? It's good. I would recommend. No, I haven't gotten it. Guess I'll look into it. I'm not like really sure what he could possibly have to say, if I'm being honest. I think like as like you just have to use like this is gonna sound really vague, but you just have to like use timing as part of their story, as part of the story that they tell. And what I mean by that is like if they snap shove the river, then what you can do is you can say like, hey, like he represents these hands by snap shoving the river. He either has a nut hand or a bluff, and with his timing, I can remove like middling hands from his range because those middling hands would think a little bit of time. So it's not like I have timing tells. It's more you just have to like use your brain and make inferences with the timing. Um, yeah, like you have to incorporate the timing into part of the story that's being told. So I think timing tells are quite valid, but like I don't think it's like any sort of secret. You just have to pay attention to the timing. Yeah, Jacob, like I do hear they're looking for that, but I it's like I like my life now and like something would have to be very attractive for me to kind of, like give it up and do something else. I could apply. Unfortunately, I did drop out of college to do poker, so I don't have a degree, which, I think a lot of them like. Jizz Biscuit, why don't you move to America? Jizz Biscuit says, why don't you move to America? Gambling winnings are tax-free in Canada. I don't know if you guys knew that, but they are. So that's a big one. Just gonna check raise here. Upset. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Flush in Squid pot. Wonderful. No one's gonna believe me. Everyone's gonna think I'm fucking bluffing. Here gonna be putting in the limp re-raise with the tens. Oh, just this. Oh, it's fine. Chin, how long did it take for you to become a winning player? Oh man, dude, fucking long time. Probably 4 years. 4 years, 2 of those years I was full-time. And yes, I was break even and losing for 2 years full-time before I made any money. Game's tough. Game's tough. The reason I could go. What the hell? Okay, well, we're the last two ones for Squid, right? So I kind of have to call this off. Yeah. Level of poker, mind sharing your current bankroll or like all-time winnings. Um, my winnings are on my site. You can go look at it there. Um, I have a couple income sources other than poker, so my bankroll is not necessarily reflective of my poker winnings. So yeah. Here, once we try the gut shot, just gonna keep firing, I think. Uh, yeah, once you like raise and you turn some sort of equity, generally you want to just continue being very aggressive. Um, Not really expecting to see a raise. Here, just gonna raise myself. Here, just gonna squeeze. Oh shit. Here, just gonna check back. This is not a good board for us, so just playing passive. Okay. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. What am I considering? I guess I better call this just a fold. This 4 to a straight is just not our board. Like just not our board. Just gonna check and give up. Just biscuit. Should put some ambient music. Okay. I have ambient music. I think I just turned it down because people said my voice wasn't loud enough. I think it's here. Let me see if I can. How do I play this? Okay, there's the ambient music. Here just gonna bet turn shove river. Pretty standard. Andrew Kang. Yes, we want to see battle in the ACR 2K and L streets. Well, I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm good enough to battle there and have it be worth my time. Um, I don't know. Look, like part of your job as a player is to find games that you can beat or games you can beat for a large enough clip to be worth your time. And am I interested in battling it out on ACR for one big line per 100? Hmm, I don't know. Does that sound like a winning proposition to you? Chipmaster Jams? Not gonna lie, it's a sub. A sub, okay, do I think I have over, how much equity do I need? Like 40% equity? I think I have 40% equity against, yeah, probably, given the squid. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I'm stupid. Ace, please. Okay. Unfortunate. Gay and unfortunate. Here I am off thinking that maybe I had enough equity there. What was it? It was 1,500 to win a pot of 3,500. So what was that? 1,500 divided by, it sounds like 40%, 43%. To be honest, even seeing the results, I feel like I have enough. Like if he just shoves ace queen there sometimes, and like jacks, tens, nines, then I think it's like plenty. Here with the eights, gonna go for the block bet on the turn. These small pairs really like to get a little bit of value in protection, and it's just not strong enough to go for a big bet, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm just gonna block again. Going for the block line, putting his ace X in a tough spot. Face the raise, which is quite interesting. He's basically just representing um pocket sixes or some sort of overpair that check back flop. Both very plausible. Both very plausible. Um, what do I want to do here? Yeah, okay, I'll fold. Kelvin says, "Do you have anything for helping low stakes players, like 1 through players looking to graduate to 2-5?" Um, at the moment, no. If I'm being fully honest, at the moment, no. Usually most of the people I work with are, like they're already winning in some capacity. A 3-bet here, given that they were the last one to potentially win the Squid. Um, but to answer your question, Kelvin, potentially in the future. Potentially in the future I will, but I will fully be honest and say that just like lower stakes live stuff is not my current priority right now. Okay, this guy jams. Okay, sure. Fine, fine. You want it that badly. Oliver G says, "I'm realizing your channel covers more high stakes pro versus pro concepts more thoroughly than any other poker YouTuber who will usually push their own philosophy of how their game is played over everything." Um, yeah, I guess I just try to look, man, like I just try to say what's like I think is the truth. I just try to say what I think is correct. And maybe you disagree, maybe some people disagree, but I just try to say what I think is correct. Um, Calvin says make the windows a tad bit larger. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. That's good feedback, Calvin. Let's do that. But yeah, addressing what you were saying, Oliver. Look. I don't want to like shit talk anyone, but the truth is, like a lot of the poker YouTubers are YouTubers first and poker players second. I will put that. I will. That is the nicest way I can say it. They're YouTubers first and poker players second. Um, and yeah, like if you're someone who's just starting out or more in the beginner stage, it can be very difficult to distinguish what is what. And I fully acknowledge that. Poker is not an easy game. It's not an easy game. It's not like something you can learn overnight, and anyone who frames it as such is, I don't know, they're either like they just like either like don't really know what's going on, or they're intentionally being dishonest. Here I'm going to 3-bet his hand. Please don't jam on me. Okay, good. Well, as long as I don't get jammed on, I'm happy. Um, Here I'm gonna just go for the lead with the nut flush draw. It's just not a good turn. Not a good turn. Brings in a lot of straight and 2-pair combos for him. So just gonna check it for us. I don't want to see any sort of aggression here. Like, any aggression here is going to be very, very, very bad for us. And now I'm just going to check it again. I hope it checks down. I hope he has something like King 10, a King 9, Queen Jack, Jack 10, something like that. Just hoping he has a pair worse than us. Yeah, and against the shove, I don't think we're doing that hot. Don't think we're doing that hot, and our hand is just a fold, unfortunately. Getting destroyed in these Squid games. Limping the kings again because we want to have strong hands that we can limp. If our limping range is just weak hands, then we become too vulnerable to raises like these. But because we have strong hands in our range, we can go for confident limp free raises and be very hard to play against. No ace. Fuck. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna call the queen here, top pair, second kicker, but very, very not happy already, given that this guy potted it into 6 people. Like, when he does this, he's basically representing something that already beats us. Once you check back kings, we can't fold the turn just yet, especially to a half pot bet. So we'll be calling to evaluate river. Yeah, but really just hoping for a check here. Man. Man, are you kidding me? Oh, he was checking down. Unfortunately, I think. Okay, look, I'm gonna pay this off just because of the size. Given the size, like, we're getting very good pot odds, and like once in a fucking blue moon, he has something, and we're good. But yeah, only calling there because of the size. He's betting 1/3. He's betting 1/3, so we have to be good like 20% of the time or something. And you throw in the implicit price of the squid, and it's just like you need to be good less than like 25% of the time there. Very unfortunate. Down atrocious in the 10-20, but up overall because we're up a buy and a half in the 5100. Joseph Moss says, why 3-bet when he raises so large? Well, 3-betting is actually more of a thing the larger people go, right? Because the larger people go, the worse odds you get, so you want to call a little bit less. And also, people going large isn't necessarily like a sign of strength in these games, just because it's squid and people are trying to win the squid. Oh god, I should fight for the squid harder, so probably will overlimp this one. Oh great, finally a hand we can fight for the squid with. That just shoves? That's crazy. Dude, he already has the squid. What the hell? Okay, well, open 3-bet, 4-bet. That means we are out. guess this is just a fold. Or sure. King 10, kind of just hoping it checks down. If it checks down, we probably win. But if we face a bet, we're just going to snap fold. Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, I get a really low number, so I'm actually gonna check this one back. Might seem a little unconventional, but checking back sometimes is good. And now just looking to bet the river. Level up poker, how many bigs we down in the 10-20? I think about 500 bigs or so. But it's also one buy-in is 250 bigs, right? Like it's you have to keep that in mind. You have to keep in mind it's a deep game. Hoping that 8-6 checks down and wins here. I feel like if I bluff this, nobody's gonna believe me. Joseph Ma says, do you think bluff frequency increases with Squid Games? And if so, do you call down later? It should increase with Squid Games. It should. It should. Now, whether a player will actually make that adjustment, you kind of have to pay attention to them and look their stats, VPIP, PFR. Those are really the only two you need. Level of poker, do you make considerable changes to your play when you go from 200 to 300 plus big blinds effective? Going from 200 to 300, no. But going from like 100 to 200, yes. Thank you, Yawa. No homo. Oh, neat. That's about as good as a flop can get when you have 7 deuce. Okay. Go for the 3-bet here. I think this size is fine. This is a really good board for us, and also we have a really good hand to fire at this board. Just given that we block ace jack, we block queen jack, we have a heart. It's really nice to fire. Probably going to be very aggressive on future streets. Don't like this turn. I don't like that 7-8 that's there. When the straight comes in, it's actually pretty poor for us. And when it's kind of poor like that, I'm just gonna do a little bit more checking. If it was like a brick turn, like something like a 2 or a 3, I'd be a lot more content to put in barrels. But yeah. Oh boy. Look, we have the ace of hearts. Have the ace of hearts. Have the ace of hearts. Would not do this without the ace of hearts. Hmm. Good call, good call. Good call. Yeah, I mean, it's just like one of those things. Just one of those things where you have like the prime blockers and take the aggressive line. We're now officially down atrocious in the 10-20. Officially down atrocious. Yeah, and like pretty much there, like ace queen with the ace of hearts, like that's pretty much as good of a bluff as you're gonna get, right? Like very, very hard to very hard to have a better bluff. And you might think that he's making some sort of like superstation with the sevens, but if you go and run that spot, like I'm pretty sure sevens with a heart will call sometimes, even in theory. So I don't think it's like an omega egregious call. Uh, Audio, did you get fooled on April Fool's Day? Oh, I guess today is April Fool's Day. Fuck, I didn't even know. I never know what day it is. DZ Zhang, do you like crime committing population? Okay. I'm uh I'm a little bit of a racist myself, if you know what I mean. If that gets me canceled, so be it. Taken GT, what's up, man? Love watching your vids. Thank you. Thank you. Um Yamaz07, what do you do for fun outside of poker? Well, having a life and getting good at poker are two mutually exclusive things, unfortunately. Fortunately, the more of a life you have outside of poker, the worse you are at it. Just kind of one of those things. Oliver G, what inspired you to begin creating these recent masterpiece level YouTube shorts with the production? Well, the answer is always going to be that I like money. And unfortunately, I've pretty much hit the ceiling or the near ceiling of how much I'm going to make playing. And, that's the reality. And these days, I had some more time on my hands, and so I decided to start the channel. The thing is like once you push past like 10, 20, 25, 50, like these days, there's not really any higher you can go. Like that's kind of the limit. It's kind of the limit. Here with the gut shot, you know what? Just because it's Squid, I'll come along for one. Really don't like that we don't have a spade, but given that we're getting a super cheap price and closing the action, I'm happy to come along. Level up poker. Your theory commentary is super good. Thank you. Thank you. That has come at the cost of many years of my life. One thing I would also address, like, people have this impression that I'm just like really good at the game or something. And like, yeah, like I'm good, but I'm kind of like the average for what someone like winning at these stakes looks like. In fact, you could argue I'm below average. You only don't see those other people because they're not out there making videos. That's the difference. You could very much argue that I'm below average for these stakes that I frequent. And I would totally accept your argument. But the difference is that those other people don't make videos. Taking GTs after I switch to cash, I realized just how many fish are still in poker. Ah, look, Zoom is just a bit of a. Zoom is just not good. Don't play Zoom. As with all things in life, if a thing feels good doing it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Here I'm gonna call. Just given the Squid game, we have the appropriate odds to call. Given that we stand to potentially win 30 bigs. Look, it's been a while since we've made a hand in the 10-20. Just gonna fold a turn if this guy barrels big into me. I think it's just probably a little bit too weak, especially without a club. Oh, good, no barrel. Now we're gonna check and probably just check call down. I'm gonna go for the check back on the 5-5-7. Just come along as a limp here. level of poker says surely you're an above average 10-20 player. I don't think so. Dude, people are good at poker, man, in the upper limits. People are good. I'm gonna continue here with the barrel, just with the overcard and the blockers to ace queen, queen jack. And we have a good shot to back it up. Just putting a lot of pressure on his like pairs, right? His like random pairs in the sixes, like sixes, sevens, eights, nines, tens region. Fuck, did I lose another Squid game? Motherfucker, I think I did. But now that it's run out like this, you just give up. There's just nothing here for us. Can't fucking believe I lost another Squid game. Maybe I'm just bad at these. Maybe I'm just bad at these. Maybe I'm just running bad. Maybe I'm just not fighting through pots hard enough. Lord knows. Here, with no spade, I'm just gonna fold. Would need something with a spade. Spade. Here I'm gonna go ahead and overbet the turn just because since he limp called under the gun, I don't think he's gonna have a lot of 3x. I think our hand is probably good enough to overbet. This guy goes for the bet. I want to play back against this without a heart. I'll just call when I have a heart. It's fine. Limp free raise from this guy. I like it. Just gonna be letting it go. Okay, gonna overjam here with gonna overjam here with the ace king. Nice. Win both flips, I think. Yeah, for anyone interested in the club, just join the Discord and I will message you after the game. Gonna mix call here with jacks. Because it's ante, we do have to do some cold calling outside of the blinds. And having a hand like jacks in there, it's a great way to defend our range. Because if you three bet all these hands and you only call when you have like pocket pairs like fives and sixes, like you become very susceptible to squeezes. You are very, very vulnerable to squeezes. Here, gonna mostly check the ace-6 back, sometimes bet. We gotta check back. Again, mostly checking back, sometimes betting. Calling the jacks, not folding yet. And then here, just a very standard value bet. I'm actually gonna go for the overbet. Once it checks down, our hand is pretty invulnerable. Once it goes check, 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 we have the best hand almost all the time. Here, calling the turn and folding river. We unblock bluffs. We unblock bluffs, and also at the same time, if we ping a jack, it's a very clean, just like boat. This guy checks, we'll check it back. Level of poker, under bluff is large bet, small medium bet probably. I'm not really sure which hand, sorry. Whatever hand you're talking about has long passed. Okay, I've learned my lesson playing back against this guy's raise. See, like, after you get a bit of a sample, you see, okay, like the PFR's low, so like when this guy raises big, you just get out of the way. This is one of those spots where I think you do have to randomize. If you can't never bluff, you can't always bluff. Okay, I'm gonna bluff this half the time. Bluff this half the time. Yeah, and just going thin with value for stuff like queens, jacks, tens here. I would bet as thin as tens with a heart. I'm bluffing this half the time. Ivan says, can you show me lobbies of clubs that you play on? This particular club runs 5, 10 and up. This, but if you are interested in lower, I can also have that available to you. Yeah. Yeah, Ivan, if you're interested in the club, like we can discuss in the chat. I would like to not have too much discussion in here for everyone else that's just trying to watch the stream. Really need a fight to win the pot here. Oh god, my hand's so shit. Fuck. Okay. Well, gambler on poker is, or on coin poker is run risk. How do you guys know these things? How do you guys know these things? Y'all are too nosy. Y'all are. I mean, thank you for that information, but like, it always surprises me when well, it's just like, oh, like this person is this. It's like, wow, how do you know that? Fuck, I feel like if I fold this, I'm just gonna give up. Okay, fine. Fucking backdoor flush draw. We're peeling. Fucking peeling with the backdoor flush draw. Oh, great. Now we have a fucking gutter. We have to peel this too. Please check. Please. please check so I can fucking bluff off. Okay. Okay. Just gonna pray to God that he was just fucking around and he's got like king high or something. 'Cause we didn't call or high all this way to just fold. Just check back and lose. No. Ah. 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 I had someone that really does not believe me. Squid makes people do crazy things. Hmm. I guess I have to call this given that it's just me and this guy for Squid. Stupid Squid. Hmm. Calling once because Squid. Probably will just fold to a big double barrel. Given that we have no heart. Imaz C07, do you think someone can get to high stakes by just learning from free content? Yeah, of course. Of course you can. Um, you can get to high stakes with no content by just buying a solver and spending 5,000 hours in it. You could get to high stakes just like that with no content. A solver is anywhere between $100 to $400. You spend 5,000 hours in that thing, I guarantee you get to high stakes. I guarantee it. If you just wake up every day and you spend 5 hours a day in that solver for 5 years, you'll be at high stakes. I guarantee it. The thing is, 5 years is a hell of a long time, and is it worth spending some money to shorten that 5 years into 2 years or a year? How much is 3 to 4 years of your life worth? Right? And that's something you just have to ask yourself. It's absolutely possible to get to high stakes with free content, but yeah, just fucking buy a solver, spend your entire life in that thing for a couple years, and you'll be at high stakes. But no one does that. Almost no one does that because it's too much work. Just too much work. It's too much work, and the life sucks, and that's that. You know. And people don't like pain. People don't like doing hard things, and that's that. Got our backdoor flush draw and Squid trying to take it down. Here with the aces on top, just checking back when the flushes come in, we don't get any further value. Betting into a couple of people just value owns ourselves. We'll be calling any value bet, any river bet though, especially this block. And here I'm just bluffing because I have 9 high and I have to, and there's a squid involved. Here, very easy snap fold with aces against the raise. There's just nothing to consider here. Yeah, nothing to consider here, like just snap fold. Gonna bet this time, betting a little bit more often with the club. And for betting this, going for the large size because we're deep. Just gonna check this. I don't want to get limp re-raised. Right, over bets. Fuck. Okay. You got me. I wonder if this is a call. I'm gonna call this with the squid. This might just be a fold. I don't know, but I think with squid it's fine. Otherwise, we're just gonna fold too much. But yeah, no diamond here, I think. Gonna stab at it. Feel 1 over, got shot. I'm just folding. Do I want to barrel this hand? We're gonna have some 5 or a 7. I'm only gonna knock barrel because I think this guy's been calling me a lot. I also don't like that front brings this straight. Oh my god, we win. Let's go. Text. Hey mate, genuine question. Are you a pro? Look, I think the fucking word pro is cringe, man. Like, like what does it matter if someone plays full time or not, right? Like, okay, here's the thing. Like a pro can really mean many things because it could mean someone that like you can technically say that anyone who has their main source of income coming from the poker space is a pro. But that doesn't necessarily mean poker in general. Like you can say someone whose money comes from sponsorships is a pro. You could say that someone whose money comes from, a channel is a pro. Like you could say that someone who's, who plays and makes money is a pro. Like people fucking say anything. So it's like what pro is kind of cringe and a little subjective. With the 7, definitely gonna go for the value bet if it checks to us. And if he bets, it's just a snap call. Gonna put in the 4-bet here. I think given the squid dynamic, he's gonna be 3-betting pretty wide. Play even just like 50 is fine. Yeah, if he jams over top, kind of just sad and we have to fold, but oh man, that's such a shit flop. You give me something dry. Okay, I'm checking this flop. When it comes like monotone and just like this low and connected, we're like, like 6-7, 7-8, pocket eights, pocket sevens, like all this shit beats us. Like I'm just gonna play careful. It's not a good board for us. It's a much, much, much better board for him. He has way more flushes than we do. He has a lot more condensed to suited hands. We're just not happy here. That being said, we do have ace high and we do have, an open ender, so we can't fold. Just going to proceed. Proceeding with caution. Look. If we get called here, I'm probably just gonna call it for the day. Oh, thank fuck. Thank fuck. Get it through. Get it through. Like, look, we really want an ace to bluff. The thing is, we really, 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 really want an ace to bluff because the only way we can block him from having an ace of diamonds is by having an ace in our hand because one of his ace of diamonds hands would be pocket aces with an ace of diamonds. And of course, you can never block the ace directly because then you would have the ace of diamonds. So the only way you can do that is block a combo with the ace, which would be having like another ace yourself. Given that also once he checks back to her and like our range has an abundance of ace of diamonds hands and his range doesn't really, it just like you're kind of just have to like fucking go for it. And it really sucks because like I've already got called in a lot bluffing today and I'm down a bunch and okay, I'm not actually down. I think I'm down a lot of like buy-ins at 1020, but I'm up a bit at 5100, so that makes up for it. But yeah, like anyways, that's my rant on why I think the term pro is kind of cringe, and I have never once referred to myself as a pro. People say like, oh, like this guy's a pro. I have never once referred to myself as a pro. Like, in fact, I work pretty hard to avoid saying it. If you watch my videos or read my comments, like I never once say I'm a pro. So I don't really understand where. Now, do I make money playing the game? Yeah, I do. But do I go around putting a pro label on myself? I don't know. I don't think I would say that. Calling here, hoping to bank a 3. Failing miserably. Still probably have to continue versus small c-bet. We'll just be folding against large. That would definitely be a small c-bet, so. Happy to flick the call in. Feel like it's been 20 years since I've flopped a set. Again, against 10%, I'm not folding. Maybe some high card can fold, but when bets are this small, you cannot be letting go of pairs. It's just not allowed. And yeah, that means you're going to lose a lot, but yeah, it's a 10% pot bet, man. Like, you just have to pay it. You just have to pay it. Once in, 10 years, you'll be. Look, when he bets the small, I'm just calling it off. Like here, I'll fold my high card hands. I'll fold my king high, queen high, and that will be it. It's just tiny bet. You cannot be doing a lot of folding. Great, got me with kings. Nice, good for you. Here, calling with the jack. Squid game is just too attractive. Yeah, can't fold. Just odds too good, and we check back. Like our range is so capped. Okay, good for him. Good for him. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna wrap the stream up here. It seems like these games are dying, and I've been doing this for quite a while. I will message all of you guys who joined the Discord, and we will go from there. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in, and until